Hello everybody. This is attorney Shah Peerally, your Bay Area attorney for 18 years now, coming to you every Tuesdays on Radio Zindagi 1550 AM as from 9:30 AM.
All your views matter.
Radio Zindagi ke pyare listeners, you know, whenever this music, this amazing thing comes on air, and you always wait for the person who has taken care of so much of your troubles related to immigration, है ना? तो चलिए इसीलिए आप सभी को वेलकम करना चाहते हैं इन दिस अमेजिंग शो जिसका नाम है शाह पीराली लॉ शो. एंड यू नो दैट यहाँ पे हमारे साथ हमेशा होते हैं शाह पीराली. अभी उनके बारे में आप सभी को पता है बिकॉज वेन एवर यू आर इन नीड, वेन एवर यू नो दैट यू हैव एनी सॉर्ट ऑफ इमिग्रेशन ट्रबल, इमिग्रेशन इश्यूज, देन यू नो देयर इज वन पर्सन हु इज ऑलवेज देयर टू सपोर्ट यू एंड यू नो गाइड यू प्रॉपरली. तो इनके बारे में और भी ज्यादा अगर आपको जानना है तो यू नो व्हाट यू हैव टू डू. यू कैन ऑलवेज चेक अबाउट शाह पीराली एंड यू कैन जस्ट गिव अ कॉल, फिक्स एन अपॉइंटमेंट. 5107425887 है इनका नंबर. peerallylaw.com ये है वेबसाइट, ये आप डेफिनेटली चेक करें बिकॉज यू नो शाह is the founder, the president, and the managing attorney of the Shah Peerally Law Group PC in Newark, California, and of course is a member of the American Immigration Lawyers Association as well as the State Bar of California. Shah has always been so passionate advocate of human rights, civil rights, social action and social services, और साथ ही साथ he has a very strong interest in and of course the knowledge of political and legal system in the US. He formed this law group क्योंकि उनको ये चाहिए था कि he wanted to work on the causes that he feels most ardent about. The law group, the Shah Peerally Law Group, focuses on immigration law with an emphasis on employment-based immigration and helps clients all over the US. तो ये तो आपने सुन ही लिया है. फिलहाल मैं आपको बता दूं कि Shah is on air with us and today we are going to have a very exciting episode. So without any further ado, let me welcome Shah Peerally on air. Hello Shah, how are you this morning?
Good morning, Ernie. Good morning to all the listeners. I hope you can hear me properly.
Yes.
Because I'm having some kind of echo on my side. But thank you so much for listening to all the listeners. I wanted to thank you all and wish all of you a happy new year coming. This is going to be our last show. So we're going to talk a little bit about what has happened in 2022 and also what can we expect for 2023. But before I start anything I'm going to tell you today is my opinion. You should not act or refrain to act solely on the information provided. You should contact an attorney if you have any questions. You can call us 510-742-5887. And like I was mentioning, it's our last show, and I wanted to thank all the team at Radio Zindagi for always being here for us and for the listeners and for doing a great service to the community. And of course, Rini always helping me there, and the entire team actually, they have always been there for us. So I wanted to say special thanks to them and to all of you who are listening and who have been listening for years. So I wanted to say another thank you. And just to recap for this year, many things happened. 2022 was a roller coaster, not only for immigration and pretty much everything, including the climate, and now we are witnessing that. And for those people especially affected by the storm, my heart goes to you because it's really happening a bit like in the movie The Day After Tomorrow for those who have watched this movie. And this is also an effect of climate change and shifting of the poles, etc. But again, this is not immigration, but I had to mention it. But many things happened this year. Of course, we had, in the beginning, it was many good news coming. A lot of people had hope because we were seeing the visa bulletin moving forward. a lot of people were able to file their adjustment of status, especially since 2020 and up 2021. But then suddenly, the other half of the year, things started turning bad. For one, the economy started kind of getting a little bit stranded, and with all the problems we have now, we have the crypto problems with the FTX and layoffs, a lot of layoffs, including major companies from Twitter, Amazon, even Pepsi, and I had Cisco also laying off a lot of people, and mostly many of them were H-1Bs. So for those people, I recommend that you look into other options if you're having H-1B problems, or even a green card issue. You might need to look into a green card. I hope you can still hear me properly, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. So we didn't do the Zoom. Today online. So I apologize for that. But we are talking about immigration for 2022. We have seen not only the retrogressions, we have also seen a lot of hope on that Senate bill, the Eagle Act. A lot of people was counting on it. And again, unfortunately, I was right. I knew it was not going to go through because it never goes through. No matter how much the lobby will tell you that it will go through, it won't. Because the problem that we're facing is deeper than immigration. It's a problem that we're a divided country, right? And immigration has always been the scapegoat. So anytime you see problems in the economy, they will blame it on immigration. And anytime you see the country doing well, they will credit it on someone else, nothing on immigration. So at the end of the day, no matter what, immigration becomes the scapegoat, and they have successfully used it to basically block everything that you will see. And I don't have a lot of hope from this, either the Senate or the House of Representatives. The entire Congress, there's not much hope. If you look at the history, the only time we had some changes in immigration was under Obama, and most of them were under executive orders. Right now, you're seeing a lot of band-aid from the Biden administration, including giving certain EADs faster for people in the health sector, etc. But you're not seeing really a lot of things, which is pretty much significant, that will actually help many of the people. Actually, you're seeing a lot of things like, for example, Title 42, everybody was bragging that Title 42 is going to expire. But guess what? The Supreme Court came back and is extending Title 42. What is Title 42? Is the law that was placed by under Trump, blocking immigrants from entering the United States and returning them to Mexico. That was set to expire. And right now it's cold. A lot of people are dying at the border, and nobody is really catering for them. And we saw all this nonsense going on, like dropping the immigrants as if they were cattle or animals in front of Kamala Harris' house, etc., etc. So you are seeing a complete dysfunction of the system right now. Things that we have never seen and never have thought would have happened in America is happening at this point, right? So, well, since the COVID situation, a lot of things happen, and every day it's becoming a surprising day. But to recap, we saw all those good news coming in the beginning, but now only bad news seems after the layoffs. We saw a retrogression on the visa bulletin that basically got everybody by surprise. And now we also saw a retrogression on EB1 last month on the new visa bulletin. And again, as I predicted on the visa bulletin, we got it pretty much exactly the same, except the EB1, I was not expecting a retrogression. Having said that, the EB1 is still very good because we are still in 2022 on it. So don't give up on your EB1 because that's another good option. Another option that are people available who are losing their jobs, I forgot to mention last time, there's something called the I-140 compelling circumstances EAD. What this EAD does, it's a work permit, of course. If you have an I-140 approved and you lost your job, you can file for this EAD. It will do two things for you. It will keep you legal in the U.S., and ultimately, if you get the EAD, you can use it and work a lot of places. So this is something you might want to take advantage of. If you need help, give us a call, 510-742-5887. Now, the other thing that we just heard yesterday, I think all the embassies in China are being closed because of COVID. I don't know if you realize COVID is hitting China really bad, just like in 2019 it happened. Now I'm worried what will happen next. Will this spill over to other countries? That's usually how it started the last time, remember? And we're not going to have any confinement this time. So expect things are going to get really, hopefully it doesn't, but a lot of those cases also are going to be coming soon to other countries. So that will also affect embassies, will affect a lot of things. So be ready for all this happening next year, in the early next year, by next week, which is next year. And also the other thing that happened is few changes. The public charge changes on the adjustment of status form has changed. They have kind of reinstated a little bit the issue of public charge. For example, people using Medicaid for a long time, it might affect your case. And if you're taking a benefit which is long-term, unless it's like food stamps, stuff like that, you might get affected on your adjustment of status. So be ready for that. They have not introduced a new form like under the Trump era 944. They have amended the same I-485 adjustment of status form, and they are using it this way to actually get things moving. So, Rini, any question on your side?
No, I don't have a question. I just wanted to tell Radio Zindagi listeners, this is your time. If you want to give a call, if you have any sort of immigration trouble, a question that is bothering you, तो फिर आप हमें यहाँ पे call कर सकते हैं. 510-770-1550 है हमारा number. You are listening to the Shah Peerally Law Show, and you know about Shah. Shah has always been there for any sort of immigration help that you need, and he is the founder, the president, and the managing attorney of the Shah Peerally Law Group. अगर आप इनके साथ एक appointment fix करना चाहते हैं, sometimes like you really need to talk to him in person, then the number to note is 510-742-5887. Yes, we are doing a recap, and yes, Shah, it's all over to you.
Yes, indeed. Based on the recap now, what can we expect next year? And there are a few other things that also happened during the time, and we had all those issues now at the border, Texas border, where a lot of immigrants are stranded, and we have this call going on. Unfortunately, we don't know how many people kind of were so we have to wait and see. But at this point in time, I don't recommend anybody to come to the border, because I have a lot of people asking, okay, can I take a plane, go to Mexico, and from Mexico walk in? But then you get a chance of getting returned right there, because now Title 42 is not gone. So be careful on that. And plus now the pandemic is starting again. So the Title 42, by the way, was put for blocking people during the pandemic, and it was set to expire on December 21. It didn't, it was ready for that, and then the Supreme Court extended it. So don't come to the border and try to enter. Not a good idea. Be very, very, very careful. So now, having said that, what do we expect really for 2023? Well, I cannot guess, but I can tell you, I can guess. I cannot really tell you for sure. But I think we're going to see another retrogression probably coming. And then, hopefully, by March, we're going to see it coming back. So the retrogression will not really be probably on EB2 or EB3. It will be on EB1 again. But still, the EB1 is still doing favorite. And then plus the EB1, if you already have a priority date, we can merge it into your EB1 and make it go faster. So take advantage of that. If you qualify for EB1A, give us a call, 510-742-5887. The other option I was talking about earlier is for those who have lost their jobs and have an I-140 approved. We can prepare a case on compelling evidence, circumstances to get you an EAD. So this is something you might want to take advantage of, and that's another thing. Now, as for other issues, we are seeing that new form I-485. We are also seeing a lot of cases of basically it's becoming difficult for employment base, etc., etc. So start early. H-1B is going to come soon, so prepare all your stuff and be ready at the time for your lawyer to be able to at least put you in the lottery and then ultimately file your H-1B. Excuse me. So the other thing that I would recommend people to do also, make sure that you really do things properly, because I'm getting a lot of calls where cases are getting rejected because they didn't fill the forms properly or they made mistakes. So it's better maybe in your case, if you're not sure, and in most cases maybe hire a lawyer to help you, because if you don't, you just go ahead and try it on your own. Not only you might get denied, but if it doesn't get denied, the case gets delayed for a long time and then you get a denial again. So it is something to consider a good lawyer, and you can call us. Our law firm has represented a lot of people and we have been very, very successful. You can check some of our reviews, etc. And you can call us 510-742-5887. Now, really, there's a lot of problem happening in the world, and one of them is climate change. And how does climate change relate to immigration? We'll talk a little bit about that. If you have any questions on the previous things, let me know.
No, I don't have any question, but yes, definitely very pertinent points जो आपने summarize किया आज. You know, we have been talking about all of these things in all of these shows, and I am certain that Radio Zindagi listeners, you have benefited a lot. I know immigration is slow right now, पर अगर आपको लगता है कि आप कहीं पे भी फंसे हुए हैं और आपको लगता है कि you need somebody who is so knowledgeable that he can actually come out and save you from your immigration trouble, you know what you have to do. Yes, अभी के अभी आप कॉल तो कर ही सकते हैं 510-770-1550 हमारा नंबर पर. अगर आप इत्मीनान से एक पर्सनल अपॉइंटमेंट फिक्स करना चाहते हैं शाह पिराली के साथ, तो फिर नंबर है 510-742-5887, and you can always check PiraliLaw.com. So I'm really eager to know about the climate change and what happens after that in, you know, like this universe. And Shah, it's all yours.
Indeed, really, we are experiencing something really weird, a fast climate change that nobody is imagining. We always thought it was going to take time, go slow, but it's not. It's pretty much going very fast, and that's what you're seeing the results in North America, where the storms just move in. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. There are a lot of more bad things probably that might come when the ice fall melts, etc. And what will happen, according to scientists, the sea level will rise. And a lot of people on those places who are basically on the coast, or people who live on islands, will suffer. And then what this will do, it will create more massive immigration. Just like what you saw at El Paso in Texas, is going to be multiplied by thousands and thousands, because when people don't have anywhere to go, they will have to find some kind of place, right? And that will be, they're going to go to the safest. And the safest place are probably, well, not probably, it's not, according to them, it will be America, Europe, etc. So we might experience a lot of immigrants trying to enter, not only from the Texas border, but from also San Diego, etc. So that will put a lot of pressure on the government to start really kind of using force to block people in. And the sad part is that a lot of those people, they have women and children amongst them, and many of them get either unfortunately die or get really mistreated. I had cases where my client, she was walking from Mexico to here, and she got raped like 5 times on the way. So it's not something easy. A lot of people suffer, and a lot of people, even from India, are calling me and say, how about I come to the Mexico border, etc. I will not recommend.
Oh my
Not
God.
only I will not recommend, I will not tell you to do that, because it's not an easy task. It looks easy to walking to the desert, especially if you have wives and children, and women and children, and if you have weak people who are walking and trying to get in, and with the cold weather, a lot will perish. So you need to be very, very careful before you take that option. This is a last resort option that a lot of people take because they fear to go back to their home country. Now, if your country doesn't have really problems and you're not getting affected, that's another issue. So be careful if you try to come to the border. And also, ultimately, the new public charge also, we were talking about that earlier. One thing, I don't know if I mentioned it, there's a new form on adjustment of status, I-485, and you need to use this one. This has taken effect as from December 23rd. So I will recommend you check it out if you're filing any of your case, because if you file any other form, it will be rejected. So now, I think I have another 5 minutes, 4 minutes. How much time?
Yes, another 5 minutes. Actually,
Yes.
actually, we have 6. Yeah.
Another 5 minutes, since it's the end of the year. I wish all of you Happy New Year, and let's see how the 2023 unfolds. It's going to be rough. Let's be honest. It's going to be very rough, at least for the first 6 months of the year, because a lot of small businesses and people ultimately didn't really make good money this year, and next year, since they might not have anything to capitalize on, it will probably be as bad or probably worse next year. So get ready for that, and I will recommend that if you have any unsettled immigration issues, feel free to reach out to us, 510-742-5887, and the website is peerallylaw.com, and you can also check attorneyonair.com, where we post all our stuff on the YouTube channel, attorneyonair.com. This is a landing page for our YouTube channel. So Rini, I think this year, even though we didn't have COVID, it was a rough year in the last few months. A lot of people from India, Pakistan, Nepal lost their job and the H-1B, and now things are getting, they're worried, right? They work for a company for years, and then suddenly they're getting terminated. So they always ask me the question, what do I do next? Well, first of all, see if you can get another place to move your H-1B. In the meantime, if you have an I-140 approved and you're facing hardship and compelling circumstances, as they call it, you can file for the I-140 EAD. That might help you. The other options, of course, is a EB1, straight green card. You can call us. We can do an assessment. We have done many of these cases very successfully. And if you want us to handle it, we'll be glad to do that. Now, on the Rcap side, 2023, like I said, is not going to be easy. So don't expect much from immigration in your favor, because it's not going to happen. So I always advise people use the existing laws to fight your case. If you don't have anything, no choice, that's a different story. But if you have a choice, don't go to other places where there are no good options. So make sure that you basically are ready for a tough ride next year. And if you're getting offers from multiple companies, maybe filing 2 H-1B to transfer will be recommended if it is within the 60 days grace period. At least if one job doesn't work, another job might be okay. When I'm talking 2 cases, it means 2 different companies, okay? And you can file both. Even both get approved, you're actually safe. So be aware of that. And also, the other thing that we have been fighting for since a couple of years are people who are under H4 and who are being abused. There's no real provision unless they have been physically abused, which makes it then a U visa case. But if it is just verbal or abuses, you can still get it under VAWA, but not for the U visa. So know about that, distinguish the two. One is a U visa, the other one is a green card. Although the U visa at a later stage can become something different, but at this point in time, I think I don't know. I think I have only 1 minute, right? I keep talking.
Yeah, we have two.
Hello?
So yes, yes.
Okay. So I just wanted to take those 2 minutes to thank all of you listeners who have been very, very loyal to our law shows. But now, as from next year, this is our last show today. So I will not be really kind of being the show. I'm going to take a little break and focus on some of my work, certain things I had to finish. Our YouTube channel is still there, attorneyonair.com. Once in a while, I might stream stuff, but I always upload stuff the next day, and you will get good information there. We're just going to post a video, I think today or tomorrow, on 601 waiver. I will recommend you watch this video. I wish all of you best of luck, Happy New Year, hang in there, and for those people suffering from the freeze, from all of us, I hope things will work out and the storm will leave us soon. But this is not a long-time storm and snow everywhere. So all the best to all of you. And if you need help, 510-742-5887. Thank you, Rennie. Thank you to the entire team of Radio Zindagi. Good luck to all of you. Wish you all the best. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Shah. And yes, I'm hoping to talk to you again next year. Hopefully everything will be all right as you suggested, and you're always there for all the Radio Zindagi listeners. So yes, Radio Zindagi listeners, hamesha aap, you can always check peerallylaw.com ya fir aap call kare 510-742 and 5887. Aapko pata hi hai ki Shah Peerally is the person who can always help you with your immigration need. Thank you so much, Shah, for being on air. I'm sad to say, goodbye for this year, and I'm hoping that we will talk again next year.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Rain. Thank you to all the team. Bye-bye.